911, what's your emergency? Someone came up here and attacked them. They're barely alive. I'm sorry. How many people? 2 males or 1 male, 1 female? 1 male and 1 female. They're lying bleeding in the yard. They're dying. Chillicothe, Ohio, early morning. A 911 call from a quiet trailer park in the rural area. 2 victims lying unconscious in pools of blood. But when police arrive on scene, they discover something far worse. This isn't just a simple attack. This is a multi-crime spree with 4 victims, 3 locations, and a cold-blooded killer ready to slaughter an entire family over rumors of money that never existed. One woman will survive more than 80 stab wounds and a severed carotid artery. 3 others won't be so lucky. And when DNA finally points to the killer, even seasoned detectives can't believe the identity of the person behind it all. Before understanding this complex case, you need to know about the main players. Rick Adams, a kind, genuine man. His niece remembers her uncle as having the most beautiful soul she'd ever known. Rick is living with his girlfriend, Tammy Potts Williams, in a small trailer on the outskirts of Chillicothe. Tammy is a beautiful and strong woman. She's loved by her family and always stays close to her mother. Tammy's mother, Leanne Pototts, lives not far away with her boyfriend, Thomas Litler. Leanne is a wonderful mother and loving grandmother. Her granddaughter recalls that she's an incredibly strong woman and always devoted to her family. But there's one important detail spreading through the local community. Rumors that Leanne Potts is keeping a large sum of money in her home. It's just a rumor, no basis in reality. But for some people, that rumor is strong enough to become a motive for murder.
911, what's the emergency?
Someone's come up here and beat these people. They're about dead.
I'm sorry? You're saying they were assaulted?
Yes, someone's got them.
How many is there?
2.
Male and female, or 2 males?
A male and a female. They're bleeding, laying in the yard, bleeding to death. I need help.
On one fateful night, the killer will strike. But before we get to that terrifying night, detectives will have to solve a complex puzzle. Why were 4 people in the same family attacked? And who's behind it all? When Ross County Sheriff's deputies arrive on scene, they're mentally prepared for a serious assault, but nothing can prepare them for what they're about to witness. The first officer activates his body camera. What the camera captures will haunt him for the rest of his life. Rick Adams is lying unconscious at the entrance, head wounds and multiple injuries across his body. Tammy Potts Williams is lying under the trailer near the front door. Her throat is cut deep, her entire body covered in stab wounds. An officer with 25 years on the job admits he's never seen anything at this level. That was probably one of the most horrific scenes I've ever witnessed. Rick had at least 2 gunshot wounds, 1 shot to the head, and Tammy was attacked far more brutally, stabbed multiple times, beaten, and her throat cut. The scene shows extreme levels of violence. Whoever did this was clearly extremely angry, or genuinely wanted these people dead.
Sheriff's office!
First priority, save both victims.
Sheriff's office! You're in
He's
here.
barely
Make
breathing.
yourself known.
This woman's throat is cut. Initially, medics think Tammy is dead, but on closer examination, she's still breathing faintly. Both are rushed to the hospital immediately. Doctors don't believe Rick will survive the trip to the hospital.
They were actually alive.
But this is just the beginning.
Tammy,
Within the
laying
next
underneath,
few hours,
underpinning the
police will
trailer.
discover 2
This
more
lady's throat is
bodies.
cut.
And when they piece it all together, they'll realize they're facing one of the most complex cases in Ross County history. At the scene, police hear sounds inside the trailer. They suspect the killer is still there. There's movement inside. Officers draw their weapons, move in tactical formation, advancing inside. Sheriff's office, If anyone's in there, speak up. After thoroughly checking every corner, they confirm the trailer is empty. The killer left long ago. Police interview the neighbor, the first person to discover the incident. This man explains that he regularly comes by to collect cans that Rick saves for him. That morning, arriving as usual, he found Rick in critical condition. The investigation doesn't stop there. Leanne Pototts, Tammy's mother, isn't answering her phone. This is unusual. Leanne always stays in contact with family. Police decide to check Leanne's house. When they enter, they discover something that escalates the case entirely. Leanne Pototts is bound with plastic zip ties, sexually assaulted, and shot. Thomas Litler, Leanne's boyfriend, is lying dead in the kitchen, also shot. Suddenly, this is no longer an attempted double murder. This is a triple murder with one survivor.
Laying there in a puddle of blood.
A seasoned detective looks at the full picture and realizes the complexity.
And I looked over and
I've never been through a case like this. 4 victims, all connected to each other. 3 people dead. 1 person left for dead, but survived. This is one of the most violent cases I've seen in Ross County since 1998. Detectives start piecing it together. Rick and Tammy are a couple. Leanne is Tammy's mother. Thomas is Leanne's boyfriend. But who has a motive to slaughter all 4 people in one night? And why does Leanne seem to be the primary target? Detectives start building a timeline. They estimate Leanne and Thomas were attacked first. Then the killer moved to Rick and Tammy's house. The big question, why? Police send DNA samples from both scenes to the lab. Analysis will take several weeks. While waiting, they start investigating people connected to the case. First suspicion falls on Larry Potts, Tammy's father and Leanne's ex-husband. Larry and Leanne had a tense relationship after the divorce. Larry also knew about the money rumors Leanne was supposedly keeping in her home. But when detectives check his alibi, Larry was home with his new wife the entire time the incident occurred.
We went out there.
Multiple people confirm this.
We had knocked on every door, every window. Then I said, there's a body in the kitchen.
Larry isn't the killer, but he provides an important lead. Larry has a son with another woman, James Jimmy Reinhardt. Jimmy is Tammy's half-brother on their father's side, and Larry recalls that Jimmy also heard about Leanne's money rumors.
Yep, scene. Clear the house. Clear. Here, I'm gonna start snapping photos. If you want to pull the blanket, I want to angle my camera down to try to record it all. It's a guy. He's been beat.
When detectives start digging into Jimmy's past, they discover a dangerous person. Jimmy has a history of violence. He's had problems with the law multiple times. And most importantly, he has a motive: rumors of a large sum of money. DNA will take weeks to come back, but detectives can't wait. They need to act now. They need to know if Jimmy Reinhardt is behind it all. And when the DNA results finally return, the answer will make the entire investigation team shudder.
Sheriff's office, got another body down here. Don't touch nothing else. Leave it.
It's I believe it's her hands are bound behind her back. There's a pillow over her head with a gunshot wound into it. There's a toe strap tied around her neck.
This is the only casing I have found so far. Let's go back up.
The victims.
1 month after the incident, the lab calls. DNA results are in. All evidence points to one person, James Reinhardt. Jimmy's DNA is found inside Leanne's body. His DNA is also on the plastic zip ties used to bind her. No mistake, no doubt. Detectives immediately summon Jimmy to the police station for interrogation. Throughout the interrogation, Jimmy maintains a suspiciously calm demeanor. He denies everything. Says he knows nothing about the incident. Says he didn't go near Leanne's house that night.
When will we get updates?
As soon as we can. Now your mom lived here, right?
Yeah.
That's Leanne.
Yep.
And this Thomas Litler.
Yep. Was she in the kitchen?
No.
Was it her?
No.
Was she in there? Yes.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Yes.
She's not. Who else was in there? What does it look like?
I believe the other one's Tom.
When detectives inform Jimmy that Leanne has died, he shows no emotion. No tears, no shock, just cold silence. One detective recalls, "I explained that Leanne had died, and he showed no emotion at all. Right then, I knew he was lying and he was our killer." But Jimmy refuses to confess. He insists on silence. No lawyer can convince him to open his mouth. However, the DNA evidence is undeniable. Detectives have enough to charge Jimmy with 3 counts of murder in the first degree, and 1 count of attempted murder.
Do you know anybody that would want to harm any of these people?
No. My aunt and my uncle, they're quiet.
Is that the ones over there?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're friends, and Tom's health was getting bad, so they went and got married, so Tom's stuff would be good.
Okay.
Tom and my mom have money.
Uh-huh.
And my mom would let my uncle drive her car because she can't drive it right now.
But there's still one big question left unanswered. Exactly what happened on that fateful night? How could one man slaughter 4 people in a single night? And why is Tammy, the most brutally attacked victim, the only one who survived?
I overheard something about a welfare check. My mom just got a really big one, and I feel like it has something to do with money.
Present is myself and Tammy Williams. Tammy, I know that as soon as I got here, you recognized me. You're a lot more alert today. You told me that you were very fearful for your safety. Who is the person that did this to you? Can you write his name down? What did they use to hurt you?
On September 30th, 2020, James Reinhardt stands before the court. Facing a mountain of undeniable DNA evidence, Jimmy accepts a plea deal. He's sentenced to 35 years to life for the murders of Leanne Pototts, Thomas Litler, Rick Adams, and the attempted murder of Tammy Potts Williams. Jimmy never confesses to details. He never explains why, never apologizes, just cold silence until the very end.
Who's Bugs? Larry Potts?
Yeah.
And they call
Yeah, call him Bugs.
Huh.
That's,
I don't know him.
Well, that's Tammy's brother. That's Tammy's brother.
Tammy.
The one,
Okay.
something happened up there.
Now, has Tammy and him been into it? He wasn't involved in this, was he?
They fight like cats, dogs, and bills all the time.
One detective comments, "Reinhardt never confessed, but we have a mountain of evidence proving his guilt beyond any doubt. DNA, traces, timeline, everything lines up perfectly." Rick Adams dies from his injuries. Leanne Potts and Thomas Litler also don't survive.
You were telling me you saw what looked like Tom's wife's car first?
About 3 o'clock, somewhere in there. What looked like her car. It was a little silverish.
This was Leanne's car?
Yes.
Okay. I think it was a Honda. I think it was a little grayish Honda.
And then it wasn't 15 minutes later again, I reckon. Here comes that other little gray car and it had the front hood cocked on it. It come out straight, driving straight out. It was a flying.
But Tammy Potts Williams, the most savagely attacked of the 4 victims, accomplishes a miracle. She survives.
And up the road it went, and like I said, it looked like the hood come up on it. Time it topped the hill, the hood was a bouncing up and down.
Okay.
They just kept it going.
This was...
Tammy goes through a miraculous and painful recovery journey. She recalls, "I don't remember much, but I remember Rick lying at the entrance and I ran out. He hit me with a crowbar and knife. I have over 80 stab wounds across my body and he cut my carotid artery right here. That's the last thing I remember until I woke up at Grant Hospital." 80 stab wounds, severed carotid artery, injuries that by medical theory are unsurvivable.
He was picked up on those.
We come with you out.
Larry Pop! Sheriff's Office! Larry!
But Tammy lives. She stays hospitalized and in rehab for 51 days. Doctors call her a miracle. She makes a complete physical recovery.
You're now in his custody. Okay. Whatever he tells you to do.
Thank you.
Nothing on underneath.
If that's what you want to do, that's fine. I don't have problems with that.
Mentally, the wounds run much deeper. When they told me Rick had died, I had no emotion. The hole in my heart needs to be healed. I need to understand why. Because all I do is think about Rick and my mom and Tom. Tammy loses her partner, her mother, and her mother's friend in one night. The 3 people she loved most. 3 parts of her life.
Who told you about what happened? I was on my way back and I was on 671. And then when I was coming out of there, Christina, the neighbor, she called me, just going crazy. Something about Tammy and Rick was underneath the trail. And they were coming, and she said the law was coming, but they had to call squad. And it wasn't making sense, you know. Well, then she told me that my sister was hurt, then I got my ass a little bit more, in a little more rush, you know what I'm saying? So I left there.
Anyone drive a little gray car with a messed up hood that you know?
Just a hood.
So the sheets about comes up, comes off.
He's up there, he's in the line. He's done one of those, got a little silver car.
Rick was my only one, and I need to find a way to put him to rest and find peace for myself. The victims' families face the sudden and violent deaths of their loved ones. Leanne's granddaughter speaks about the legacy she left. "I want people to remember her as an amazing grandmother and a strong woman. I just want people to know how amazing Rick, my mom, and Tom were." Then she adds with a firm voice, "And that man is now in prison. He can't interfere with our lives anymore. That's the only good thing to come out of all this tragedy." For the officers handling the case, the memories still haunt them to this day.
Okay. Came across a purse. We kind of went through it, see what, kind of thought it was odd. It was a purse there. Went through it. It was in a sack, and like a plastic sack. Went through the sack, seen the purse, noticed at the bottom of the sack was a gun. So we were way back in the woods. I said, well, this seems really freaking odd. There's a purse, car keys, ID, credit cards, money, and a gun.
One officer shares, "I've never been through a case like this. This is the most violent and complex case of my career. But what drove us was bringing justice to the family. They needed to know what happened to their loved ones. They needed answers. And we brought that to them." 3 people dead, 1 survivor, 4 families shattered. All because of rumors about money that never existed.
What kind of identification do you have?
I ain't got that right now. Okay. I should have a bank card on somewhere. Everybody get my figure right there.
Just money. Hey, give me an idea where we might be.
No, I don't.
Somebody else was with you?
James Reinhardt didn't just take the lives of 3 innocent people. He destroyed an entire family, leaving wounds that will never fully heal. Tammy now lives with memories of that terrifying night every day. She lost her lover, her mother, and her mother's close friend in one night. But she's still here, still fighting, still trying to heal.
Okay.
You can't pronounce your own word?
And in that, there's a lesson about the extraordinary strength of the human spirit, about the ability to overcome unimaginable pain, about continuing to live when everything seems to have lost meaning. Justice has been served. James Reinhardt will spend the rest of his life behind bars. But no sentence can bring back those who were lost. No punishment can erase the pain he caused. 80 stab wounds, severed carotid artery, but Tammy still lives. She's living proof of the power of the will to survive. And in this tragic story, that's the only light in the darkness. Sometimes the price of greed cannot be measured in money. It's measured in human lives, in shattered families, in wounds that never heal. Thank you for watching our video today. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe to the channel to keep up with our other true crime cases. And for now, goodbye and see you next time.